Welcome back to the Sidetracked podcast. I don't know if there has been an episode that I have been more excited to film than this very episode, you guys. I have so many things to talk about and so many updates. Okay, maybe not that many, but they're really, really big ones, and I have been itching to film this, okay? First things first, of course, I have to give my disclaimers, which, if you guys haven't been here, if you haven't been with me for a while, you won't know that I had disclaimer merch back in 2019 because I always give disclaimers. It's never gonna change. Also, I guess this could fall into the disclaimer realm. There is a storm like I've never seen before barreling toward me, and I'm not even being dramatic. It's not even like dark clouds. It almost looks like thick, heavy smoke, but it's rain, and I just see the line getting closer and closer to me. Little spooked by that. It's definitely giving tornado. It's like that weird color. I don't know. I could use it. No, actually, we already probably have pretty good titles for this one, so I don't need it. We got to save the tornadoes for the next episode, guys, okay? Because this one, I think, will already be juicy, fun. One of my disclaimers is I am sick. I don't know if you guys saw it in the last episode with the sponsorships. I was going through it. I was sick. And then I got a little bit better for my birthday. But I guess because my immune system was already in the gutter, I went to Disney for my birthday. I was feeling better, a lot better. And I guess just the germs at Disney ripped my fucking wig off. They were just pounding me, I guess, because I am so sick, losing my voice, but it doesn't matter because I'm so excited to film this episode. It was my birthday week. October 26th was my birthday. So many of you guys wished me a happy birthday. It was amazing, so much fun. I did go to New York for a few days to visit my family. Wound up being sick the entire time and could not even leave my house. Hardly even saw my brother. He's being a little bit of a brat about it. He's mad at me. Actually, we'll work that out, I guess. He is a little pissed at me, but I was sick. What do you want me to do, okay? You can hear it in my voice. Overall, I had an amazing birthday. I spent 2 days in Disney with Zach. One of the days, Sam came, and she spent the day with us, and then she took me out to an amazing dinner. Everything was great. It was a lot of fun. It was me, Zach, Sam, and Gerald. I guess those are like the boring updates no one wants to hear about my birthday. Well, do I want to spoil the updates now, or do I just want to do it along the way of the episode? Also, I probably should talk a little bit slower because we're only 3 minutes in, and Sam isn't here. It's just me, and I'm gonna get everything I need to say out in 15 minutes because I'm such a quick talker. But one of my other disclaimers is I was so absolutely triggered last episode by that one hair. Caesar, can you insert a clip of it? That one hair, I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, I'm being dead serious. I almost did not post the episode because of that hair, and then half the episode was out of focus. But we know this, I don't have the best eyesight. It's hard for me to see. I'm in front of a big window. The screen is small. Whatever. I'm gonna be coughing. I'm sick. I think that's enough for the disclaimers, right? Other than that, I just set everything up, so I'm sweating. I'm sweating a lot. And it is what it is. But I'm so happy to be sitting down right now. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm wearing my TRISHA shirt for a reason, which you guys probably see it in the title. I'm probably gonna throw that in the title. I got noticed by Trisha PAYTAS and Oscar, which me and Oscar follow each other. But I am literally just as big of a fan of Oscar as I am Trisha. Like, it's not like I never want him. Okay, not that he gives a flying, skipping, hopping fuck what I think of him, but I really am just as big of a fan, and I would never want him to think that, like, oh, like, people only like me because I'm with Trisha. Not that he thinks that. He is so funny. I love him too. But they both, not only did I get a mention, it was on Just Trish. I gotta relax. Like, I have to relax because if I'm ever gonna want to be, I mean, I know Trish doesn't like Friends, so I've accepted that I'm never gonna be friends with her. But like, if I ever want to be liked by her, I have to relax. But you know what, Trish? You used to go and you used to wait outside of Michael Jackson's house, so I think I can fangirl a little bit about you because I love you. You're an icon. Anyway, we are gonna get into that. I'll insert the clip. That's gonna be a whole thing. That's one of the topics. We'll get into it. But I am Jenna, my brother's girlfriend. I like to call her my sister-in-law. She did get me this shirt for my birthday. Guys, I'm a true fan. Like, she got me a Trisha shirt. I know this probably is not Trisha's merch. This is definitely a ripoff. I'm sure it's a ripoff. I had to wear it. Okay, for this episode, I was going to dress as Trish for Halloween. However, it kept on getting postponed, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna film it, and it's gonna be posted after Halloween. So I was like, I guess that kind of, you know what, I still could have dressed as her, but I would have had to go to Party City today. And you guys, we're gonna get into the topics, okay? But I just gotta tell you, I gotta give you like an outlook on my life. I am going to be traveling so much until January. Like, I actually don't know what I'm gonna do. And it's not even cool shit. It's nothing to do with my job or influencer. It's like family shit, which I love. Like, of course, yeah, I love, but like, I'm not gonna have any crazy stories. You know what? Maybe I will, but you get the, like, I don't want you guys to be like, oh, he's so unrelatable. Like, he's traveling. He's such an influencer now, blah, blah, blah. No, no. Aside from this past week, we'll get into that too. That's a huge deal. I went on the Tarte trip, which there's gonna be a gigantic giveaway, you guys. Just like the Bora Bora giveaway for Tarte, I'm doing my own. I am doing my own Tarte giveaway. It's going to be on my TikTok and Instagram. I'll explain more about it at the end of this episode, but look out for that. All you really are going to have to do is follow my TikTok and or Instagram. So if you guys want to get ahead of the game, you could go do that now. But it is thousands of dollars worth of makeup, clothes, just everything you're going to get. So get excited for that. But aside from that, all my traveling coming up is... Okay, keep in mind, I also work. I work, and I've also been, like, trying to pick up, like, a few extra little, like, jobs here and there just because I want a house one day, you guys. You know what I mean? And a house in South Florida is basically like a house in New York. Like, I thought I was getting ahead of the system here. I was beating the system. I was like, you New Yorkers, you're never going to have a house. No, me either. I will never have a house unless I work 12 hours a day and on all my vacations. So, with that being said, I had my trip planned to New York for my birthday, and then I got invited on the Tarte trip. So I canceled my trip to go to New York because I was like, listen, family, I love you. I've seen you all enough. I have not seen Taylor Swift enough. And this was an Eras tour Tarte trip. Tripping with Tarte X Eras tour. Here, in Miami. Like, do you understand? I fucking levitated. I levitated out of my seat. I was like this, levitating when I found this out. I immediately was like, I am canceling that flight. Mom, sorry, see you next time. Joe, stay mad. Love you guys though, but I had to. I only postponed it 2 days, so I wound up going on the Tarte trip, which that I have stories about that we're gonna get into. Went on the Tarte trip. From the Tarte trip, I was at the Tarte trip in downtown Miami until like 6 a.m., had a flight at 10 a.m. to New York, went to New York, was there for 3 days, came back for 1 day, went to Disney for my birthday, came back the day before yesterday. Now, I am going to North Carolina tomorrow. We have a 14-hour road trip in the morning, haven't even packed yet, for a wedding. Zach's in the wedding. It's one of his best friends, so we have to go. Then, on the way back down South Carolina, we have to visit Zach's family in South Carolina. We get back to Fort Lauderdale on the 5th, right? November 5th. On, I think, the 10th, I have to fly to San Diego for my cousin's wedding, Adriana's brother. He's getting married, and I have to, obviously, I want to be there. I have to fly to San Diego for a wedding, right? Come back. Then, whenever the fuck Thanksgiving is, I haven't even looked because I'm so stressed. I'm sure it's at the end of November. Well, no, I know it's at the end of November. I don't know exactly when. I have to go to New York for the holidays, okay? Come back. It's December now, right? Sam and I got second row. But like whenever I'm like row 1, 2, or 3, I always say front row because like you would never know. I'll hold the camera high. You won't even see the people's heads. Okay, we got front row tickets to TRISHA PAYTAS live. Trishmas, like we're gonna see her perform "I Love You, Jesus" live. Do you understand what that is gonna do to me? I'm gonna be like, there was a time I overdosed, like live, which she is just the funniest. Like, I love you, Jesus. There was a time I overdosed. She's just so funny. Okay, I can feel the hair, like spider legs, like king crab legs on my forehead right now. Like I can feel it. I know I'm gonna be triggered, and I know I'm not gonna post this episode. And like the crazy part is my hair looks so good right now. Like in the what the fuck? No, it doesn't. I just humbled myself. Damn. No, I see it. It's gonna bother me. Hold on. Okay, that's the last time I'm touching it, and from this point on, if it is bad, please just close your eyes. Just close your eyes, or put the camera, like put the phone behind you. Face the wall. Get in the corner. I pray. Oh, I'm praying. I love you, Jesus. I'm praying. I'm in focus right now. What a crazy episode this is going to be. My point is, more than every other week, I'm going to be traveling to a new state on a plane. And then after Trishmas, I obviously come back. I have a week, and then I fly to New York for Christmas. So we have a crazy 2 months coming up. I'm definitely going to have to probably film a couple of the episodes on one of those like Blue Yeti mics that everyone uses, like the people who are just starting podcasts, the ones they use, because I don't know if I'm going to want to travel with all this equipment. But I probably will have a lot of content for you guys, so that'll be fun. And Sam, I'm sure, will be with me. Guys, she is going through it with her pregnancy, okay? So give her some grace, okay? She's really going through it with the pregnancy. Obviously, Sam isn't gonna get on the camera every day and be like, oh, this is going wrong, but she's been going through it. So she would love to be here, and that's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna move past it. We love you guys. Please be in focus. At least with all the traveling, I'm gonna try to film an episode with my brother and Jenna. I think that would be really fun. I think I've told you guys before, but Jenna's really in like the YouTube space. Not like actually, but she's like a fan of a lot of the YouTubers, and she knows a lot of lore. So it's always fun to talk with her about things because we both go back and forth so well. And then obviously me and Joe have good banter. We have some viral videos together. You guys know that. So that could be really fun. I think that's all the updates for right now. But like aside from like the topic ones. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if Jesus himself has blessed me, but it all happened like the week of my birthday, which obviously you guys know I haven't been looking forward to it, not only because I turned 32, but because last year on the 15th of October is when Adriana, my cousin, closest person to me, took her own life. People get like so upset around the time of year that things happen, and I'm like, you don't get it until it happens, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I never thought I would. That's what I'm trying to say. I never thought I would be one to care, like, the time of year, but it really does, like, taste, smells, like candles, even, like, pumpkin spice latte, just everything, like, brings you back to that time. Like, the sweaters you wore, like, it's just, like, bleh. It was a lot. I was going to make a post for Adriana. I still am going to make one on Instagram. It's just really hard. And, like, there's so much I want to say, because I never actually made like an official post for her, even when it happened, aside from like my YouTube video. But there's so much I want to say, and that I was gonna do it, and then Liam Payne from One Direction took his own life. I'm pretty sure I was so busy and sick and everything, so I really wasn't on social media a lot. But I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. He took his own life, and that just it was the next day after Adriana, after the 1 year of Adriana, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Obviously, it's not about me, not making it about me, but I was just like, damn. Like, I was going through it. Everyone was texting me when, like, the Liam thing happened, but I was kind of numb. Not because, first of all, on the last episode, I did an entire One Direction segment, talked all about Liam, all about all of the boys, did a whole segment because you guys have been asking for it. It was about to come out the next day, and then that happened, and I had to text Caesar. I had to be like, you have to take all the One Direction stuff out, like, take that all out. So that was just like crazy. The timing was wild. Yeah, a lot of people were texting me to see if I was good. And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, of course I'm good. One Direction were a huge part of me growing. I was already grown. I was like paying taxes, but like they were a huge part of me. We'll just say growing up. You know, my early 20s, huge. My entire life, I would say. You guys know I ran the account. It was a lot. So. And then to sprinkle the Adriana thing on top of that, it was a lot. But I was, I guess, already numb because of the Adriana stuff. So, like, it didn't affect me as bad as I guess everyone thought, because everyone was texting me. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. It was kind of like, Of course, I'm devastated. I'm sad, but like, I'm not gonna be sitting on my couch crying when like I just went through hell the last year with Adriana. You know, it was like wild. But of course, I'm sending all of my thoughts and prayers to everyone who knew Liam personally. Any of his fans that really took it hard, because if you've never dealt with that mental health topic, you know what I'm trying to say. It's a really weird feeling. It's not something, I mean, I've experienced it before because Adriana's dad also did that, but it's different. It's different. So if you were a fan that was like heavily affected by it, I'm with you. Trust me, I know how it feels bad. I really know how it feels. And yeah, everyone was asking me to talk on it, but there's not much to say. It's heartbreaking. It's devastating. It's not something you ever expect. Yeah, that's all I could really say on that. That's it. It's very sad. And that was like the week I had with that. It was wild. But then it was literally like someone was like, listen, Andrew, you've had a tough year, a tough week. Let me just throw all this amazing shit your way. And it was such a blessing. I'm so grateful. Like I said, I was going to New York, and then I wound up getting invited on a Tarte trip. Not only a Tarte trip, it was Tarte Eras tour. I was going to see Taylor Swift again. And when I tell you, I never thought I was going to be seeing Taylor Swift again. Like, I actually feel bad for Zach because he loves Taylor Swift just as much as I do. And he really, like, we always talk every day how, like, we're not going to see her again. We were like, it's just not going to happen. It's not in the cards for us. Tickets are like $5,000. It's not going to happen. And then I get presented this opportunity. And when, like I told you, I was levitating. I was like, yes, I will cancel my flight right now. And as you guys know, the Tarte team, Maureen, all the way down to, I'm sure, whoever is working in the retail stores, they are the most accommodating, amazing people. And I'm not even saying that. You will understand me after I explain these stories. First of all, I want to say I hung out with them mostly the entire night. Like, I really didn't hang out with many of the other influencers, but we'll get to that, okay? It was the most amazing experience. When I tell you I felt famous, it was insane. I am so grateful. And I found out the day before that I was going, and immediately I was like, well, damn, I gained 30 pounds this year. I have nothing to wear. I did have what I wore to the Nicki Minaj concert at the beginning of the month, but that gives like more Barbie rather than like Lover. Because I was like, you know what, I'll just go as like Lover theme, like pink. But it was, what I wore is, it's actually in my birthday post on my Instagram. But it's like this very like Barbie 90s theme thing. And I didn't want to rewear it. I already wore it for like one of the Barbie premiere days that I had to do content for. But I wound up going through Zach's side of the closet, and I found something, and it was kind of like Rep X Folklore or Evermore. I don't know. That's also in my birthday post. You'll see the outfit there. It's the first picture. But I felt really good in what I was wearing. I had an amazing hair day. Like I said, someone was watching over me. And the day before is when I was doing all the prep, right? Tarte is like, we'll text you a little bit later and we'll let you know all the detail. And I am someone who, especially like being in the influencer space for as long as I have been, I don't take anything anyone says seriously until I am there, until it happens, or at least until I'm on my way. But mostly until I'm there, because I have been duped on the way a few times, okay? They told me they were gonna reach out to me a little later with the details, and they kept their word. They did. They made me fill out like these papers. I had to give them like all my information on like color shades and stuff like this. And I was like, well, I'm sure this is just like the standard thing that they make everyone fill out, because it was also like your email, your contact, your emergency contact, everything on there. And I was like, whatever. Didn't think anything of it. I fill it out. I'm doing my thing that day. I'm getting my eyebrows started, my hair done, the whole nine. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to be with basically supermodels, because look, if you see me on any given day in my apartment, you do not look at me. I look, oh my gosh, is there a fire? Wait, I think there's a fire. Hold on. I think this house is on fire. Okay, the house was in fact not on fire. There's just a tree blocking where the fire pit is. And in the reflection of the window, I just see huge flames. So it looked like the fire was inside the house. I'm an idiot. Anyway, Tarte. Tripping with Tarte? Okay, so long story short, I'll fast forward past all the boring stuff. I wind up getting put in a group chat with all of these influencers, all of these influencer girlies who were going to be on the trip. I was the only boy. I was the only boy. So I think there was like 40 something of us in this group chat, and everyone's like, hi, so excited, and then putting like dash their name. So whatever. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait. Dash Andrew TMI. Sam did the same thing. Sam also went. So that was really cool. Amazing. Honestly, I don't know what I would have done without Sam. And it was just getting me so hyped up because I was like, wow, like I am not a +1. Like I am here. But I will never, ever, ever feel worthy. And I will always make an excuse as to why I am there. I think that's called imposter syndrome. But I will always find an excuse to be like, oh, well, like they invited me because this, not because like, but I mean, in this case, I think it's like, I'm really gonna have to do like a makeup video. I'm gonna have to Shane Dawson my way into the beauty community and do something because what they did for me that day is insane and I have to give back. But everyone was just talking about it. Finally, you know, we slept on it. The next day comes, which is the day of the concert, and I'm getting ready. We got like Uber vouchers. Of course, Tarte gave us like 10 free Ubers. So I was able to Uber from Fort Lauderdale to Miami, which it would have been over $100. So that was amazing because I was able to, you know, have a few drinks. I didn't have to worry about driving. And if you have been following me for a while, you know I am terrified to drive in cities. I cannot drive in cities. I mean, I can, but my anxiety is just through the roof. So it was amazing. I was able to just Uber there. I get out and they come and get me in the lobby and they got me my own room. Like me and Sam, we were like, we could room together. But no, they got me my own room. And they give me my room key and they're like, oh, this is your room. You know, just go up there, drop your bag off, and then you can meet us in like, it was like the penthouse. I had no idea what to expect, but I go up the elevator and I'm wheeling my little suitcase, my little like $15 suitcase to my room. I open the door and plastered on the mirror is just like a big Tarte sticker. And I was like, oh, that's cute, right? I walk down the little hallway of the room and I am met. I'm speechless now because I was speechless then. The room was filled, every single surface. I'm talking like the bed, the chairs, the dressers, like every surface in the hotel room was filled with things like makeup, clothes, hats, just things you need, necessities. There was hot honey. I love hot honey. There was hot honey. And just so much. I will get into it because that is what that's what you guys are going to be getting in the giveaway I'm doing, okay? It is an entire room drop. So everything that was in the room, which I will insert a video, one of you will get. And I'll explain the details at the end. But I was speechless, right? So I go to the bathroom filled. Just filled. And on the bathroom, there's a little sticker that says like, Tarte loves you. And then it says like my name, Andrew, or something like that. I mean, it definitely said my name, but it said something like Tarte loves you or whatever. You'll see it. I was so speechless. I FaceTimed like everyone I know. I FaceTimed my mom. I FaceTimed my best friend, Steph. I FaceTimed Jenna. Like, it was absolutely insane. And I mean, they're so used to doing it. They've been doing it for years. I was actually just watching Fool's coverage today with Bretman Rock. And he was on there, and he was saying like how him and Manny met when he was 16 on a Tarte trip. He's 26 now, like 10 years. How Maureen is a genius because she got in like the influencer space at the very beginning. Literally before influencer was even a word, Maureen was in there. She's a genius. I love her. But I'm still just blown away. I have everything in bags in the other room, and I'm gonna be able to like give some to my mom, to Jenna. It's gonna be amazing, and they are so excited. I'm gonna be able to use some. I really do want to do a video, like maybe like doing makeup for the first time or just something. Obviously, I'll make it funny, but I eventually, I don't want to say I got over it, but because I was stunned, like he was too stunned to speak. I went to Sam's room. I chilled with Sam for a little bit, and then of course, Tarte was offering to do everyone's glam for the concert, and you know me, I'm not gonna wear glam. I'm not gonna wear like lip gloss, stuff like that. But I was like, you know what? I'll get smoothed out. I'll get a little smoothing done. So I went up to the penthouse, which was, oh my gosh, you guys. Something about me. I do good like under pressure, like with work and stuff, but when I have to look for something under pressure, I lose my mind. I was in Sam's room. She told me how to get up to the penthouse because my time slot has come around to get my makeup done. And she was like, oh yeah, it's the 15th floor, right? So I go in the elevator and it's just packed with people, right? It's not other influencers or anything. It's just people. And I get in the elevator and I'm looking for 15. There is no 15 on the thing. And in order like for the elevator to go, I have to press a button. So it's just open and I see everyone is just like staring at me, like waiting for me to press one of these buttons. And that's when the pressure kicks in and all of a sudden everything is just in a different language. It's literally hieroglyphics. I've never seen a 1 in my life. I don't know. I started panicking and everyone was like, one guy was like, oh, like what floor are you going to, buddy? Like clearly they knew I started panicking. And I was like, oh, like I'm going to 15. Okay, the reason why I couldn't find it is because it was penthouse, which it was not Sam's job to tell me that. It's common sense. It was, and so it didn't even say penthouse. It said PH. So I was like, panicking. Anyway, long story short, one of them was like, oh, that's the penthouse. That's why. And then so I was like, oh, still could not find it. And they were like, I was like, okay. They wound up being really nice. And they were like, damn, like you're in the penthouse. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like kind of famous, kind of a big deal. Little do they know. I have no idea what I'm doing there. I go up there and the whole entire thing is just decked out in all Tarte stuff. And the whole amazing thing about this is that Maureen was doing it to give back to the hurricane victims. So everything that was in the room, she bought from like Florida-based businesses and small businesses, and she really is doing her part. And then we were able to pack like little like goodie bags and care packages for the victims. And the whole thing was just based around the victims of the hurricanes and people who have suffered loss from the hurricanes. And it was really just an amazing, amazing day. So I'm in there, I'm waiting, I'm chilling, I'm meeting some of the Tarte girlies. Not too many of the influencers yet, but I was meeting some of the Tarte girls I already have met / meeting some new ones. They were all, oh my God, I'll get into how much fun they are. But then I saw Maureen, I talked to her, and I did get a little nervous at first to talk to Maureen because I genuinely love her. I don't know, some people just have like a certain thing about them that is so like so inviting and just like warm. I don't know, I can't explain it. She's just like just such a sweet person, and talking to her, she is so like, she remembers little things you've told her and she'll bring it up. And I guess in a place where I don't really feel like I belong, she made me feel like it was literally about me the whole night. And I'll get more into that. But I wound up talking to her. I was stumbling over my words a little bit at first because I was nervous, but that quickly went away. They poured me some champagne. I got some food. And it was great. I waited to get my makeup done, and eventually Sam wound up coming up. So that was good. We got our makeup done, and then it was time to head to the buses. Of course, Maureen got us a big party bus for, I think she might have gotten 2, but I'm not sure. I feel like everyone was on my bus, but I now thinking back, there's no way like 50 of us fit on one bus. But either way, it was an insane party bus. Like the lights, the music, and it was just such a vibe. We had about like, I want to say maybe a 45-minute to an hour ride there. So we really got good use out of the bus, and we were dancing. They were playing Taylor Swift. They were playing all the hits, not even Taylor Swift, just such good songs. Finally, we got to the stadium, and I mean, all this stuff, you guys kind of know like how concerts go. Like, I won't get into it. We all know about the Eras tour. It was just phenomenal. I will say, we got in, because of traffic, we were like a little late, so we missed the first couple of songs, which I was a little sad about, but how could I be sad when I'm getting literally the opportunity of a lifetime? We all go up, and of course there was a suite, which I never, ever, ever, ever thought I would be in a suite. That is out of the tax bracket of anyone I know. It was insane. If you guys have never been in one, so you walk in and to the left there's like a kitchen, and it's all like very vibey the way it's lit. Of course, it's not like blinding office lights in there. It's a concert, so like it's dark. There's like mood lighting. There's a kitchen there, and Maureen, Tarte, I don't know who I'm supposed to reference, everyone, they had like a whole buffet set up with just the best food, like little sliders, and they were so good. Cookies, hot dogs, the snacks, the drinks, more champagne. It was amazing, and that was all set up. And then there's like maybe 4 or 5 rows in the suite, and that's where everyone can like watch the show. If you want to drink, you just go by the kitchen. And then we were lucky the bathrooms were right outside. It was such an amazing experience. It felt like going to a party where Taylor Swift was performing. That's what it felt like. It was amazing, like amazing vibes. But everything took a crazy turn. I lived probably my biggest nightmare. Like this is nightmare fuel. It is nightmare material. It's genuinely, I'm going to say the word again, it's something I would genuinely have a nightmare about, okay? So, the show's over, and Maureen asked if we can all leave, like, a song or two early because we have these huge party buses. It's a stadium. The stadium is known to be, like, really hard to leave. Like, you're there for a while trying to leave, especially with 2 party buses. There's, like, 50 of us all trying to get to X location, which God knows where the fuck X was, okay? Oh my God, I'll get to that. But of course, everyone's like, yeah, sure, Maureen. Like, do you want me to lay down so you can walk on me over the puddles? Because I will do anything for you. So we all wind up leaving, and this is actually so dramatic. I'm walking, and I guess the show ends because a lot of people start pouring out. And when I say a lot of people, I mean, like, multiply it by 10, whatever you're thinking. It's the whole entire stadium going down essentially like little hallways. We were outdoors, but the pathways, right? Squeezing. And I wound up getting like really nervous just because, you think of things that have happened in crowds. And I was getting really nervous because it wound up getting to the point where I was worried people were going to start like not being able to breathe. Like, at least where I was, it was getting really squished. And I was walking with Maureen, and we were having like a little nice conversation. And then things started getting a little hairy. It started getting a little spooked, right? Then this big back bitch, it was a man. I would never speak that way about a girly. It was this big back bitch man, okay, pins me against a wall. There were like these pillars. Think of like when you're walking into Target. I don't know if they still have them, but it's like, I guess pillars so cars can't get through. But we're already smushed trying to get through these pillars. It was a nightmare. It was nightmare fuel. I lose Maureen. I couldn't find, right? I see the back of Sam's head. She gets lost in I would say she got lost, but she wound up being able to stay with everyone. I'm pinned between a pillar and a big man. And I don't mean fat. I'm not saying fat. He was just a big ass man. And I'm pinned. I can't go anywhere. And essentially, I got separated from the group, okay? No big deal. Where people are texting in the group chat, a lot of people are separated. And I'm like, okay, this is good. It's not just me. I'm going to find my way back to the bus, and it's going to be fine, right? Now, I don't know why in my head, I was like, oh, we're in a little building. We walk outside, and there's the bus to pick me up. Like, I forgot a stadium is gigantic. There are the parking lot goes far beyond the eye can see. And it's not like it's just an open parking lot for it's not like it's Target. There's barricades. There's there's tents set up. There's literal, I want to say like maybe at least, I want to say 20. I'm not going to exaggerate. We'll say like 12 foot, probably 15, but we'll say 12-foot fences. Literally as far as the eye could see, I cannot see the end of them. And I'm just in the middle of it. So I was like, hey guys, like I'm lost. A lot of people were saying it. So someone who made it to the bus wound up sending their location. And I was like, oh, thank God. Everyone loses service. There's no service. I have no service, right? So I click on the location and I'm trying to go to it. It says a 54-minute walk. And I'm like, oh, well, surely that's fucking wrong. Like, is this thing set to roll? Is it set to crawl? I don't know what's going on, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to walk in the direction that it says. But it has me, okay, so let's say this is the stadium. This is where the bus is. I'm like here. It has me going all the way around this way. And I was like, okay, well, that's why it says 54 minutes. I'll just cut through this way, okay? Now, you guys might be thinking like, you know what, Andrew, I get it. It's really stressful. Everyone's waiting for you, but it's okay. Well, right after the concert, Maureen had something very big planned for us. She got us and I'm only saying the price because it comes into play later in the story where everyone knew the price. But Tarte got us a $350,000 table at Live, which is like the biggest club in Miami, with DJ Khaled, okay? That started at 12:30. It is now almost 12:30. We have an hour ride home. And I just get a notification that everyone is on the bus except me. There is like no service. I am still in crowds of people. So you know what? I make my way through the through the crowds. What song says that, through the crowds? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm stalling because it gets so stressful. Oh my God. So I'm going through the crowds. I finally make it to a spot where I can breathe a little. And I take a second to think. And I'm just looking like, okay, what direction could I go? Because you would think in a fucking parking lot, you could just pick a direction and go. But no, there are pathways out the ass with these fences and barricades and tents. There's people everywhere. I'm only 5'6". I wasn't even wearing like heeled boots because it's not 2016. Okay, so I pick a direction and I go. Now there's just no service. So I'm walking and I'm going through and I was like, oh my God, I think I have finally found my way, right? And I'm going and there's two barricades. And first of all, there's a fence like this. Like I'm looking at the fence like this. I could go this way or this way. And the fence went on as far, way further than it fucking should have. The fence went on to Maine. It went on to Canada. It just went on forever. Okay? So I was like, you know what? Oh, and this side of the fence was all the buses and cars, no sidewalk, nowhere to walk, a lot of security. This side is where like everyone was walking. So I was like, you know what? I'm a fucking sheep. I'm a sheep. I will go where everyone is walking. Okay? And I'm walking. We're all funneling in. And as I'm getting further and further, this isn't like a little walk, right? This is a long, long walk. As I'm going, the crowd is getting more and more thin. And I don't mean snatched waist thin. I mean less and less people, right? Not only that, it's getting narrower. So there's barricades and fences set up on both sides of us. And it's slowly closing in. You guys, I walked so far. It was literally probably maybe a 15-minute walk. So there was no turning around, and there's also no outlets to get out. It was like, I committed. I'm going to be on this walk for the rest of my life. Set up my wedding on this pathway because I will be getting married one day on this pathway. That's how long I will be here for. It winds up getting so narrow that only one, you guys are going to be like, Andrew, what? Only 1 foot at a time could step, right? And now there's puddles. Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's pouring. It's fucking pouring, raining. And only 1 step at a time. So I'm like with my feet like balancing and I look and it's me and maybe like 12 to 15 other girls. None of us talking to each other. We are not on a team. It is survival of the fittest. I will Katniss Everdeen one of them if I have to get out of this situation. Right? And I just look and it opens up to like this little area where under a bridge, right? In the fucking, we are just going through it. Under a bridge, it opens up to this little area and there's just pallets everywhere. No, not Tarte pallets. No. Not James Charles X Morphe pallets. I'm talking wooden pallets, like a construction zone. There are those machines that like they clean like industrial floors with that like spin and they're like, there's those machines, electrical wire all over the floor. And I just look up, oh, dumpsters. I look up and I see these girlies start climbing this pile of debris because we were like, you know what? We came this far. I am not walking 20 minutes back that way in the pouring rain. We are getting through this together. We are not on a team, but we are together and we're going to get through this. And I just look and in slow motion, I see these girlies in their sparkly, bedazzled dresses with their big, fuzzy, sparkly boots and their face paint and friendship bracelets and their hair in space buns and climbing these pallets. I see one girl, her leg is up on one of those industrial cleaners. She's trying to get over it. I am hopscotching. I chose the electrical wire way, probably the dumbest way, but I'm hopscotching through electrical wire in puddles. Okay, finally we make it to the end, and I see these little petite 90-pound soaking wet girlies squeezing through this hole that was this big in a chain link fence that was probably 20 feet tall. I'm the only man there. I have the largest circumference by tenfold, and I am in jeans that were probably far too tight for my ass. And I said, you know what? If I suck in so hard that I almost break a rib when I have to take a picture, I could suck in a little bit harder to get through this little fucking mouse hole and finally be free from this hazardous hellhole that I just scaled and hopscotched through. I let the girlies go first. They left. They all just left. They weren't even on the other side for moral support. And that's how I know we were not on a team. No one waited for me. I sucked in so hard, I nearly imploded. I think my head still has a fucking dent from how hard I was sucking in. I made it through this fence. Okay? I will say, I did have, you know when you like fall as a kid while you're roller skating and your hands like go on the pavement? And then like for days you kind of have like those burning cuts, but it's not like a big enough cut where like you can see it. It's kind of just like, it just looks cloudy and like dead skin. That's what I had on my palm. Keep in mind, I am now soaking wet and I am free. I am free. I finally made it. I see the Tarte bus before my eyes. I see that party bus with Tarte plastered all over it, the lights going off, right? I can only imagine what they are saying about me because now we are at least 30 minutes late, okay? So I start heading over towards that bus and this lovely, lovely, dumb fucking bitch security guard stops me and goes, "Where are you going?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's my bus. I just got to get on that bus right there, the one that says Tarte. I'm a tartlet. You see, I know you would understand, but I'm a tartlet. Me and you are the same. You can be a tartlet one day. If I'm a tartlet, you could be a tartlet. Dreams do come true." And she goes, "No, you can't pass this point." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm simply on that motherfucking bus." So what should I do? She was like, "You got to find a way around." And I was like, well, you guys, I don't think you're understanding that I genuinely was walking for 20 minutes along this fence, like with no openings on either side. Like, I'm not kidding. It might have even been more than 20 minutes because, spoiler alert, at the end, I wound up making everyone an hour late. But we'll get there. I was like, no. There's an opening here, and I'm going to have to take it. Whether you try to tackle me or not, I'm going to have to take it because that right there is the bus I'm on with 50 drop-dead gorgeous supermodel-looking influencers who already want to kill me because there is a almost $500,000 table waiting for them with DJ Khaled that they are now missing because of me. And there's no service, so I can't even explain. Okay? So you're going to step the fuck aside, and I'm going to go over there. Love you to death. Thank you for all your work. It's a thankless job. I understand. Thank you for your work. She did not let me go. She made it her mission to make sure 50 supermodels hated me. So I wind up going over to these other security. I did have to like sneak by her a little bit, and I made it to these other security who they were kind of like, what the fuck? Because they're guarding a barricade with hundreds of people, and I'm just like somehow on the side with them. And I'm like, hi. And there were so many, like, I'm not kidding, there were so many fences. I also had to pass them to get through this opening. And I was like, I'm on that bus right there. And the way everything was, the bus couldn't see me, but I could see the bus. So no one on the bus is like, oh, there's Andrew. They just won't let him pass. No, they're all like, where's this moron? We all made it here except him, right? And I'm just like, I'm on that bus right there, the one that says Tarte. And he was like, where's it going? And I was like, okay, number one, why the fuck do you care? But I will tell you. It is going to the Fontainebleau in Miami Beach. And he's like, none of these buses are going there. I was like, sir, you work for security for the venue. Again, thank you. But you don't know where the fuck any of these buses are going. You have not a clue. It's going to the Fontainebleau, and I am on it. Not physically, but I should be. And he was like, I'm sorry, none of these... He didn't even say I'm sorry. He was like, none of these buses are going there. You must be on a different bus. The bus has Tarte plastered all over it. I know I'm on that fucking bus, sir. Okay? Long story short, because it was a whole lot of that for an hour. I wound up making everyone an hour late. Maureen had to send her 16 and 18-year-old son and nephews. She had to make them have a search party I get a FaceTime call from Sam. Service was going in and out. I get a FaceTime call from Sam. It's one of Maureen's sons. And he was like, where are you? Like, we're all trying to find you. Worst words I've ever. Worst. Honestly, thank you for caring. But I would rather you guys go to the table with DJ Khaled and leave me for the fucking wolves. Leave me for dead, because that's how bad I feel. I'm dripping. Whatever makeup I had done is literally on my ankles. She had to send her 16-year-old, 18-year-old, and whatever nephews she could gather up to come find my 32-year-old ass. The only man on the trip. Anyway, they finally found me, and I literally hugged them. I was like, thank you, thank you. And oh my God, we walked. I guess like that was the confirmation the security need, because then I was able to just walk right on fucking by. Sure, these 16-year-olds and 18-year-olds, they're like, oh, he's with us. And the security's like, oh, go ahead. But no, a 32-year-old, they're like, no, you live here now. You are staying here forever. Whatever. Anyway, we were going on the bus, and her sons are walking up, and they're like, oh, we got him. And like people start like, it wasn't even a happy cheer, because I know they were all pissed. But I made it on the bus, and I didn't know if I was on the bus that Sam was on. I didn't know what bus I was on. I saw no one's face. I was trying not to look at everyone. And I did hear like a few people were like, what happened? Like, not in a bitchy way, but like they all just had to sit there for an hour. Keep in mind, Maureen asked us if we could leave like 2 songs early so we could get out sooner. And now we were the last ones out, and I'm making them all miss that table. Oh God, I wanted to die. So I'm trying to explain to everyone, but the music's blasting. No one knows. Till this day, no one really knows what happened. You guys are the first. I haven't even really explained it to Sam. So we start going. Like I said, it was an hour drive, and I'm just sitting there absolutely miserable. But I was like, I don't want to look miserable because I'm on the Tarte trip. I obviously am. No one understands how grateful I am to be there. Like, I never ever thought I would, one, be seeing Taylor Swift again. I never ever thought I would be on a Tarte trip. I never thought I would be tripping with Tarte. And it was seriously the best day ever, but I was so stressed that everyone was gonna hate me that I was sitting there. I must have looked miserable. Plus, like, I have really defined eyebrows, and everyone just always thinks I'm mad to begin with. So I'm just sitting there, and I think maybe Maureen could tell that I was sad or pissed off or something. So she made the bus play like this trap happy birthday song. It's a song everyone knows. Like, it was definitely on the radio at one point. But she made them play it, and she was like, this is for Andrew. And then like everyone was like singing it to me. And she really, from that point on, made like everything about my birthday. And it was so sweet. Like I said, like sometimes I could feel like I don't belong on things like this, because I'm like, there are people that are so much bigger than me that deserve to be here. But she made me feel like the night was literally for me. And it was just so amazing. I felt like I had like a motherly figure there. And she's not even that much older than me. But like, seriously, it was, I can't thank her enough, because I felt so uncomfortable on the bus. Like, I felt like everyone hated me. They didn't. They all started singing. They made me get on the stripper pole. I was shaking my ass. And it just wound up being a great time. And then Maureen is so funny. She always does this. She'll tell everyone about the podcast. It's like, I don't know if she watches the podcast or what, but she tells everyone about the podcast. And it gives like, my mom does the same thing. It gives like proud mom. I love that she does it, because it's so sweet. But I'm like, do these people actually want to hear, or are they just listening because Maureen told them to? So she did the same thing to Aspen and Avery Ovard and their mom. And I don't know the whole lore with Aspen and Avery. I do know there's lore there. I know a lot of people have been talking about them, but I genuinely don't know a single thing about it. All I know is I'm obsessed with their mom. I talked with Avery a lot on the bus. She was asking me some questions about certain things. I don't know if she wants me to say it, but just like some things she's working on. And they were just so sweet. But it was just funny because like Maureen was sitting next to them and I was alone. And she was like, Andrew, switch seats with me. So she was like, tell them about your podcast. So I sat down and I was like, do you guys actually want to know? Or is Maureen just making you? And then they were like, no, we want to know. So anyway, they were so sweet. Their mom was so sweet. And we wound up heading to Live. I don't know if you guys know, I'm pretty sure I've said it, but I've never been to a club in my life. I've been to bars where they play music, but like I've never been to a club. So having my first club experience at 32 be Live with a table and bottle service was the most insane thing of my entire life. Sam Sam wound up not coming. Obviously, she's pregnant. She was tired. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for 10 minutes just to show my face and like make up for what I just caused everyone. I need to like get on better terms with everyone. So I wound up only going for 10 minutes in air quotes. I stayed the entire night. Immediately, one of the Tarte girls like cleared a spot out on the table for me, and I was like gonna sit. She was like, get up on it, get up on it. I'm standing on the table, which is where I stayed the entire night. We all were just standing on like these benches and tables, and I guess that's like what you do, because like I saw people like walking on it the entire night, and it was absolutely insane. I had no idea like the clubs even did some of the shit they do. They have like, I want to say these dry ice cannons, and like every maybe 5 or 10 minutes, or maybe 10 minutes, they spray these like dry ice cannons. And it's nothing other than extremely cold air, which is so nice because for a club in Miami, it is obviously hot. It's packed out. Everyone's dancing. It was so hot. And they would just spray these dry ice cannons. It was crazy. And of course, like they're spraying it. It is like just like thick, like smoke or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but you can't see anything. The lights are flashing. The music is blasting. They're playing all the hits. They were playing some Taylor Swift, like dance versions. Oh my God. It was so much fun. But the best part was, so on the way to Live, I also met this girl on the bus. Her name was Anna Hyde, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know her. She's Sam's friend. She was so sweet. She's so pretty. And I actually met her before the show. But that's not the point. She was the only other person that I really like got to know, because it was me, her, and Sam at the show. And then actually this girl, Bruna, she's I think bigger on TikTok. She was sitting next to me and I made really good friends with her too. But on the way to Live, I was like, Anna, listen. Sam is not going, and I need to just go to show my face. You have got to come with me. And she was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, no. Like, you have to. And then we wound up getting off the bus. We went to our rooms for like a second, and I texted her. I was like, you have got to come with me. Anyway, I met her down in the lobby, and this is also very, very, very traumatic. I see Maureen and all of the Tarte girlies. They're all actually in the lobby waiting to go in, which was really nice because I thought I was going to have to like go in alone or just like me and Anna. But everyone was waiting and we all wound up walking in together. Oh, to shocker, they were all waiting for me again, which I had no idea. But I was just like, I can't imagine what these girls are thinking. Like, they're waiting for me again to go in the club. But whatever. Not whatever. I'm so fucking sorry. But I can't think about it. We're all walking in the club, and I'm, like, towards the back of the crowd. And there's, like, a line. And then there's, like, an opening where I guess, like, workers can walk through, or, like, people who have a table. In this case, it was Tarte. So everyone kind of just walks through. No one gets stopped. And a big reason why I've never been to a club or anything like that is because I was always so stressed about like the security getting in, because I know they like pick people out and they make you wait online if you're ugly or something. I don't know. I was like, maybe it's not true. Anyway, everyone's walking in and it's loud. There's music blasting. So this is nobody's fault. Everyone walks in and like I said, I'm towards the back of the crowd, and the security like puts his hand out and he stops me. I was like, oh, I'm with them. Like, they have a table. He was like, get on the line. I was like, oh, well, I'm with them. Like, they have a table. Like, I'm with them. And they're all just walking. Like I said, I was in the back of the crowd. No one saw. And the music's blasting. I was like, why do I have to get online and no one else? And this man, the security, looks at me and tells me it's the ugly line. This man literally told me I need to get on the ugly line. And you know what? I did. And I had to stand there with all 2s out of 10s until it was my time to go in the club. No, I'm kidding. I mean, he really did. He told me it was the ugly line, and I waited there with some other lovely people. I didn't speak with them. And then it really was only like 2 minutes. I wound up getting in. He was probably just kidding. I mean, he deadpan said it. I'm sure maybe he was just messing with me. That's what I'm telling myself. But anyway, I went in, and I already explained like what it was like in there. It was insane. And then like Anna stayed for like maybe an hour and then she wound up leaving. And right when she left, DJ Khaled. I feel like that's how he says it. No, DJ Khaled. No. DJ Khaled. I'll stop that now. But he wound up coming out, and it was funny. He turned the place all the way the fuck up. At one point, he was like, whose motherfucking birthday is it? And Maureen was like, Andrew. and she's like pointing, and then like there was this other girl's birthday and he made her stand up and he was just like, another one. And it was, oh my God, it was such a good time. My biggest takeaway, that what I want you to take away from this is that whole entire night I hung out with the Tarte team, like the girlies. They're all like in their 20s. Such a good time. It was so much fun. I literally love them. They're all my new best friends. I followed them all on Instagram and they were all like, "What, you're gonna follow us?" And I was like, duh. They're my new best friends. That was my Tarte experience, and I will talk about it until the day I die. It was amazing. Tarte is not only such a notorious makeup company, it is genuinely ran by the sweetest, sweetest, sweetest woman and team on this planet. And you know what? I said that even before I was someone who was invited to these things. Just meeting them, they are so accommodating and sweet and made me feel so special. And I love them for that until the day I die. Like I said, everything in the room, thousands of dollars worth of stuff. There's so much makeup. I'm doing an entire room drop. All you have to do is go follow me on TikTok and or Instagram. I'm gonna post a TikTok and reel about it. The rules will be in there. It's basically just gonna be like, comment on that TikTok or reel and follow me and Tarte. So if you guys wanna get ahead of the game, go follow me on TikTok and Instagram. That's where it is gonna be, and I will pick a winner, and one of you lucky people will get this insane giveaway. So, with that being said, I made my flight the next day. I went home to New York, very anticlimactic. I was sick, stayed in bed the entire time, hardly even saw my parents. It was honestly a waste, but at least I was able to be in their presence. I got home, everybody, and it was, I think, the day after I got home, or maybe 2 days after I got home. Don't remember. It doesn't really matter. But I'm sitting in my kitchen, as I do, and I'm watching the Just Trish podcast, as I motherfucking do. I'm already on a high from being on the Tarte trip because that was so surreal. I was like, how am I here? And I've said this a million times. I've never missed a Just Trish episode, and they're usually around 3 hours long. I'm also subscribed to the Patreon, and I'm like the higher tier. No big deal. So it's like an extra 2 hours of content every single week. So when I'm showering, when I'm driving, when I'm just going around my apartment, doing Legos, eating dinner, working, whatever I'm doing, Just Trish is playing. There is so much content that they provide. I'm in my kitchen, just like straightening up. And I'm sure you can imagine how in disbelief I was when they just start talking about me. It was, okay, I don't watch TV. Like, I really don't like TV. I watch podcasts and YouTube. It was like if you were watching, like, Stranger Things or, like, your favorite show, and they just start talking about you by name. I could not explain what started going through my brain. I was just like, I rewound it 17 times. I was like, I think that dry ice smoke did something to my brain. Like, maybe my name isn't Andrew TMI. Like, maybe that's someone else, and, like, the dry ice is just messing with my brain. No. I'm Andrew TMI. I literally checked my YouTube channel. I was like, no. I am Andrew TMI. And they are talking about me right now. And then they mentioned the Tarte trip. And it was just a full circle. I was like, not only did that bring so many amazing things, it also got my name out there. And they're talking about me on the Just Trish set. It was such an out-of-body experience, which is great because, like, I've met Trish, and, like, I've explained the story before. When I met her in 2018, like, I met her with Loie and Haley, and I had my sunglasses on, and she saw Loie, and she was like, oh, hi, like, blah, blah, blah. And then I took my sunglasses off, and she was like, oh, Andrew. She was like, the whole group is here, because we were known as, like, the soul siblings back then, and I guess she saw some of our videos, but she, like, recognized me. Not that she was more excited to meet me than I was her, but she, like, was like, oh, Andrew. So I already knew, like, she kind of knew me. And then Oscar, obviously, we're mutuals. So, but it was still, I was just like, what? And they obviously talked about me and Sam. It was insane. I'll play the clip here.
Whatever. That was wild. Same night, though, we ordered it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of brands, though, I should have said this on the main one. Damn. Love Tarte. Love Shape Tape.
No, we don't.
Tarte did a whole influencer trip for the Eras tour, and I was like, damn, I should have.
You were not on that list?
I was not on the Tarte list. Damn.
What does that mean, they did a trip?
They flew influencers out for the Eras tour in Miami.
Who went? I haven't seen that at all.
The only ones I remember, I think just because I follow them, were Samantha Joe, and then her co-host on her podcast is Andrew TMI. I don't know what his government name is,
Oh, he used to work with Christine Sadelko.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I did. Wait, oh no. God, who's the other one? Chris Clemens. He used to work with Chris Clemens.
Oh my god, that kind of makes sense.
They were roommates. I go to Chris's house and he was there. Yeah, Andrew TMI.
I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, it's like, what's he doing now? He's in Miami?
He's in Florida. Yeah, he has a podcast with his friend Samantha, who's like another. She's a TikToker.
Are they popular?
Yeah, she went on that last Tarte Bora Bora trip. She's really popular.
Okay.
I actually he messaged me because we're like mutuals, and they both watched like the podcast, and they got VIP meet and greet for TRISHA.
Oh,
yeah.
wait. Maybe I'm thinking of someone different. Andrew TMI. I feel like I know him, but maybe I don't. Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's someone else. There was definitely an Andrew that was roommates with Chris Clemens.
Oh, I know who you're thinking of.
Not
Andrew Lowe, right?
Oh, okay.
Like tall,
Yeah.
like deep voice.
Yes, not him.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so
different Andrew.
exciting. I'm very excited to all these people I'm meeting. This is
Yeah,
so
but they're like they have a podcast. She's a really big TikToker, and like she's big on Instagram. She's like plus size, curvy.
Oh, wait, and what's her name?
blonde, Samantha Joe.
I probably know. God,
I'm sure if you see her, you
and
probably
Andrew
know her.
TMI sounds so familiar, so I feel like I know him too, and I'm just not putting the
Yeah,
right
they're
face
very
to it.
very sweet. But
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
they were Tarte brand ambassadors
they
at the
went?
Eras tour. Yeah, Samantha Joe is on that
And you
Tarte
didn't
PR
get invited?
list. No.
Maybe are they? Wow. Okay, I was gonna say they're more popular, but I don't know. I don't want to compare the two, but like that's
No,
wild.
Samantha's like really big, especially
Oh, okay. Damn. I didn't get invited either. That helps.
And then we did disparage what was it again? What did we disparage?
Shape tape.
And the gold, what was it the Cheez-Its? The Cheez-Its.
Well, that was wild.
It was on their Patreon episode, but to be fair, Oscar did say he wished he talked about it on the main episode right before he started it. So like, kind of cool. That would be really cool. But either way, I don't care about like the exposure of it. I cared that they were saying my name. Crazy. Okay, so that was really cool. And I don't know, like something in me always thought Trish didn't like me, obviously because she unfollowed me. Oh wait, also she follows me on Twitter. Okay, from the time she spoke my name when I saw it until now, I completely forgot she follows me on Twitter. I mean, I haven't had a Twitter in like a year, but crazy. I had no words. I was just like that. I texted everyone I know, literally like my preschool teacher texting like everyone. It was, oh my God, I don't even care. I was bragging. I was like, you fucking losers. She didn't say your name. She said my name. They said my name, not yours. I don't care. I was so excited. And it was actually really, it's so funny because she completely thought I was someone else. She thought I was Andrew Lau, or Lowe, whatever his name is. Back like, he was a YouTuber. He still is a YouTuber. He still gets really good views. But he was a YouTuber back in like the O2L time. Like he made a lot of videos with them and that whole group. She definitely thought I was him. She was like, oh, he used to work for Christine Sadelko. And then, no, I didn't. And then she was like, yeah, he was roommates with Chris Clemens. No, I was not. But you know what? She still said Andrew TMI so many times. She was like, Andrew TMI. I definitely know that name. So I think like if she saw my face, she would be like, oh, I know him, and not be able to say my name. And then when she hears my name, she's like, oh, I know that name, but doesn't know my face. And that's how I feel. But it was crazy. And then Oscar told her that me and Sam got the VIP tickets to TRISHA. And she was like, oh, I'm so excited to meet everyone. And I don't know if I said this before, but that includes meet and greet. So me and Sam will definitely like be meeting her. And I do have, okay, I've told the story before, but back when I worked at the movie theater, in the middle of Long Island, one day Britney Spears came strolling in like disguise. We got a call that she was coming to see a movie. I forget what movie it was, but she came in. She sat in the movie theater with her hood on. No one in the movie theater, like even the people who sat next to her, even knew it was her. Like no one, because it's the middle of Long Island. And Britney Spears came in, like we escorted her in. Very crazy. But she left a water bottle. And keep in mind, this was like 2011, maybe 2012. So she left a water bottle and I took it, which in this day and age, that's weird. But back then it was like, oh, Trish, you know what, Trish? You used to wait outside Michael Jackson's house, so I don't want to hear it. But I took the water bottle and I still have it because I've just had it for so long now. I'm not going to throw it out. But I was like, should I bring it to TRISHA and give it to Trisha Paytas? But I feel like she would, like, in this day and age, like I feel like that's weird, yeah? Or should I do it? Because she's obviously obsessed with Trish. She's obsessed with Britney Spears. So I don't know if that's funny. Like I wouldn't be doing it to be like, here, Trish, like keep this forever. It's more of a funny thing. But also, Trish is so nice. I feel like she would just make it into like that I'm doing it to be nice, and I don't know. It might not hit. But like I don't want the water bottle anymore. Like I don't really want it. And I could give that to Trish. She could maybe I'll put it in a nice little case, like I don't know. Maybe that's weird. It's funny. Maybe I should throw the water bottle out. I don't know. Let me know if I should give it to her. But yeah, that was crazy. That was really, really, really wild. A lot of crazy things happened this month. And I was going to say I need a break, but I'm not going to be stopping until January. My voice, you can hear it in my voice. I'm sick. I need to take some zinc and some vitamin C. But we're here, and I am very excited. I was very excited to tell you guys these stories. Wild. I can't even do them justice. You had to be there, but crazy. I was going to get into some other stuff, but I guess I could save that for... I had one hot topic. Do you see how much I watch Just Trish? I had one topic, but I feel like it's kind of just random. It was how Jeffree Star went on Tana's podcast. It's not out yet. I'm so excited to see it because like you guys, okay, love him or hate him, like you know it's going to be a juicy episode. But the main point that I don't know if a lot of people know was basically he went on their Patreon live after they do a Patreon live every month, and he went on it, and I was tuned the fuck in, and it was a mess. It was like the vibes were crazy. He was like, there was definitely like drama between them. Like, I'll make a long story short, just because now I mentioned it, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, don't mention it if you're not going to explain it. Essentially, they were having a Patreon live that people pay for, and he came and he went on it. The second they started their live, he pulled out his phone and went on TikTok Live, which is free. So then the people in their chat, half of them were already mad that Jeffree Star was even there, but then everyone was mad that he was on his live because they're paying for this. And not only that, he was kind of like, he was talking to his chat so loudly the entire time that like Tana and Brooke couldn't even like talk, and you could tell they were getting really stressed out, especially Brooke, because she's definitely more like does things by the books, but they were both getting stressed out, and the chat was like, guys, it wasn't like a little thing, like the chat was going off saying like, this is disrespectful, I'm unsubscribing, blah blah blah. And then Jeffree started like battling people on TikTok Live and just not even paying attention to the Patreon, and they asked him if he could like go outside. Anyway, he wound up seeing like the Patreon's chat and started fighting with their fans. He was like, you guys are fucking vicious, blah blah blah. And Tana and Brooke are like trying to like smooth things over. They're like, no, like they want you here, they love you. And the vibes were so bad. And then like his live was going because he was battling. Their live was going because they were on Patreon. The Wi-Fi was sucky because they were all on live. The chat is going, and Brooke started getting like overstimulated, and you could tell she was getting overstimulated. And then you could tell Jeffree was getting annoyed with her because she was overstimulated. So he was like, Brooke, take a breath. Like, oh my God, the vibes were so bad. And I was just like, I wanted to click out. I was so uncomfortable. But I don't know. I'm excited for the episode. That was the gist of that. And I won't explain it any further because this, I guess, most of the episode was about me and Sam. It's just like a random topic that was in there. But I'm losing my voice and I need to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I was so excited to bring these updates to you because it was such a good week that I had. Thank you to the Tarte team. Go follow me on TikTok and Instagram to be part of that giveaway. It's an insane giveaway. Absolutely insane. All thanks to the Tarte team. And subscribe here for extra points. That's completely just me bribing you. It's really not. It probably won't be extra points, but subscribe here for extra points. And we love you guys, and we will see you very, very soon.